the investment of the education. It takes a lot of time, it costs a lot of money, and people still, even if they get that education, they won't be very well educated necessarily, enough for the employer to be satisfied and for the economy to progress. So what's another one? So that's allow people to gain as they get older, and also it'll allow people to continue to be able to do useful work. So instead of having people sitting around or doing menial jobs or low-level service jobs, man-loading those because the government gives you kickbacks to employ people or something like that, you can actually people can actually have a way to get to the next step. They have a way to get to the next step without necessarily going to daily education of university, or even that makes them better able to, so that the employer will actually say, wow, that person really does know it, because I know, because these courses are quality controlled and they're done very well, and they're educating and they're entertaining to keep the students engaged, and they have a final project when they're done to prove it, and it's really useful. Maybe if you're a company and you're putting your employees back to work, maybe you could be like, well, we want you to solve this problem that we have. We want to get these products out on time, and we're going to send you this business project process improvement course, and we want you to from that course take away what you gain in it. We want you to come up with something that solves our company's problem of getting this project out on time, or product, or whatever, if it's a new product we're trying to develop or something. So that's kind of what I see it as. And then I guess here's some of the farther down the line things that might come of this. These are other benefits. So maybe we won't have degrees in the future. Maybe we will have competency levels for a whole bunch of different areas, and maybe you need a base. Maybe there's different levels of competency. So if you have 30 different areas, you need to have at least 10 from here and 10 from here. Kind of like the current university system with courses, with competency levels of 2. So maybe a 2 in English, 2 in history, a 2 in, and then also with these courses, what I'm thinking is we'll still, if we want the students in the future, will be taking these instead of university courses to get something like a degree. There needs to be a social aspect. There needs to be a networking aspect as well, and then you could have courses in something like that. So maybe a course would require you to spend some time at a bar, or spend some time at a church, or some other place, where you gain some kind of either social networking, or maybe go to this conference, has to go to a certain number of different things like that, and then they have to, or maybe they have to chat with other students, and just in normal chatting terms, I don't know, networking kind of things. That would be something else you could add to it to make it supplement a traditional university experience. Or maybe it would even be you need to actually leave your parents' house. Maybe you have to go to another city in order to get some kind of a level of education, like a stamp of approval or something, to get you above some base level. So you have competencies in these 20 different areas, of at least a level 2 specifically. At least these 10 have to have at least 2 level 2s or something like that, and then you need 20 other ones of level 2, and then you need 5 that need to be at least above a level 5, and you need 2 that need to be at least above a level 10, and you need to also have this amendment of social, and you need to go do this other thing, and those could be the things that could say, okay, so now you're at what we consider a traditional baccalaureate level. In some specific area of some kind of a chemistry, bio, marketing, business level area or something like that. So so that would be kind of a change. So we might no longer need degrees, which means that we would no longer. And then the two benefits to this is, you wouldn't have so much money that we have to spend for university and stuff like that, in regards to just educating the students and all that kind of stuff. It's up to students. A lot of students would still probably choose to go the traditional route, and I'm not saying that even if they go the traditional route, they couldn't take these classes. Maybe universities would decide, for at least a couple of courses, maybe the intro biology, the intro chemistry, it's probably a lot cheaper to just do it. Everybody goes off the same grid, everywhere, but you still have the upper level courses, or maybe you have the other experiences at that university that you can't get in other places. So it's not necessarily like this is going to run out universities, because of those reasons I just stipulated, but there's still all the other parts of the university environment that are important. But B, because there still needs to be done, the research needs to be done. All those other things, all those other aspects, all those other things that the university does, those things will stay there. And if anything, those things will increase tremendously, and they will, because of the changing economy in the future. But I guess the biggest difference is just the fact that, that this can be done without people having to actually wake up in the morning, put their pajamas on, or whatever or actually have their pajamas on. So you put their slippers on, maybe they stay in their pajamas and go to lecture, 8 in the morning, you know, barely take anything out of it, and then go back home and, you know, sleep and forget everything, or, you know, go drink a bunch. And people could go, they could take the classes when they want to. They would have, you know, someone that's teaching them in the way that they are meant to be taught, and they would be at the level that they're ready for, and that they're best able to use to I guess advance their knowledge and advance their personal state of being or education level. And so the final thing I'm going to talk about a little bit is then what would it do potentially, what I hope actually to see this do. And this goes back, so this is a benefit, but it's also the thing that I really want to have happen too. So that goes to kind of the beginning change that we need, that I need, me personally, and then so and then the benefits to society and all that. So what I think we should do is through this is change science how it's done right now. The whole paper, right? You write the paper, you put it in a journal kind of process. I mean, we should still keep that, but what we should have as an addendum to it is you'd have to give that paper whatever information's in it, like in 3 different. It has to be in the 3 or 4 different styles that we come up with. So maybe like the kinesthetic style, the visual style, the auditory style. So you'd have the written paper, but then with that you'd need to do this ball and stick type model that details everything, which a lot of times we already have for a lot of different papers and stuff like that anyways. And then maybe you also need like a kinesthetic model or a visual model, so you need to actually have the person, you know, give like a video lecture of whatever it is that he did. And in that lecture video, he would have to, or she would have to actually like do the experiment. So like let's say it's a polymerase chain reaction experiment, and they have a gel that they put the polymerase chain material. They show you how they did that, and then they show you how they put that material that that the genetic-y stuff, the DNA that they use polymerase chain reaction, which actually is it's a method to increase the number of DNA you have in a sample. Like so, there's like a spit sample, spit in it, and then you put this polymerase chain reaction thing in, you put it in the machine, and then, oh, you got 10 times more DNA, and you can now actually see it on a gel. So then you take it out of the little tube, and you put it on your little gel, and then you actually go and you show, you know, with the camera and everything. And that's another part of the hardware. So we'd actually have hardware to look at all these different types of experimentation setups. You know, maybe it could be like a different types of video cameras, like that are really high quality at changing lighting and changing, you know, position and going into small areas. And you can actually show, okay, that's the actual band. You're right. Or, you know, on some kind of a medical imaging, you could actually prove that, hey, this is the medical imaging of the person's brain. Here are the exact spots that I did it off of, and there would be less room, I guess, for cheating, less room for you know, issues. The peer review process would be able to really, you know, truly engage in that, because you wouldn't have, you know, people saying, oh boy, this person's paper is really complicated, but I know he's got a great reputation, so I'm just going to edit, you know, little things, and I'm not going to. I know it's got to be right? I don't really get anything out of it though. Whatever. I mean, that happens. I mean, all these different things I'm talking that happens, and a lot of other different things happen that I haven't talked about yet. In the peer review process, because I've seen it firsthand. I guess the whole thing is, why am I saying all these things? Why is this education thing important to me, and why is it my first little lecture series? Well, it's because I've been to a lot of different types of operations. I've been to a baccalaureate. I've been, you know, to big cities. I've been to small cities. I've been to middle of nowhere places. I've been to, you know, university at a large school and a smaller school. I've been to, you know, graduate school, like research intensive. I've been to you know, clubs and bars, different types of churches. I've had a lot of different experiences. I work for a corporation now, and I do a lot of traveling, doing some businessy type stuff, and I've seen a lot of different like military operations, like military production facilities or procurement facilities. So I've seen different types of environments, and you know, including, you know, not just academic, but also, you know, public corporations and stuff. And what I've seen is a lot of different issues in all of them that could be, you know, a lot of it could be enhanced. A lot of the benefits you can gain a lot of benefits from education in the style that I've kind of described. At least I think you can. So I guess that's the basic. That's about it. Yeah. Thank you very much, and look forward to your comments and any collaboration that you would like to have. And look for and hope to have you comment on the future broadcasts that I will make of some of my ideas.